Hi there. Welcome to Learning Subfolio. In this video, we're going to be creating our first review workflow. We'll look at the different ways a review round can be held, including a conversational review round, a 1 through 10 voting round, a yes, no, maybe voting round, or a custom round with a custom review form. We'll also look at anonymous review and the different ways to configure it. We'll apply our review workflow to a category and try submitting. Then we'll vote and have conversations. After that, we'll look at the ways review workflows can automatically change rounds for us. We'll also look at how we can manually change review rounds in bulk. Let's go to the Categories tab to start. You can see I've added a new category here, Fellowship Application. It's a free submission with a 1 submission limit. Let's look at the category. You can see I've set anonymous review off. We are actually going to be holding anonymous review, but we'll look at how to set that up per stage later. If you want anonymous review for the entire review, you can turn it on at the category level. Let's go to form elements. You can see this is a custom form. There's a field for CV, a bio, and an example piece. Let's go back to review workflows. You can see in our system we don't have any review workflows and we don't have any review forms. Let's start by adding a review workflow for our fellowship application. You click Add Review Workflow here to create a new one. The first page lets us add the workflow name and assign a stage decision maker. Let's do that. Fellowship Review will be the name. So what is a stage decision maker? Well, in assignment rules, we have a fallback user. This is very similar. This is someone who, when no one else can be assigned, will be assigned to the round. If no one is available, the round will be held until someone is, unless you add a fallback user, which is the stage decision maker. Let's assign myself as the stage decision maker and click Next. Before we get started on this page, let's discuss how we're going to be holding this review. I want to hold my review of fellowship applications in 4 stages. The first round will be a 1 through 10 voting round, where submissions are evenly distributed to my first round reviewers, Yaw and Rachel. The second round will be a custom form I want to create, where readers can score submissions on the CV strength and the merits of the writing sample separately. The third round will be a conversation among Yaw, Rachel, and I. The fourth round will be a review by previous fellowship recipients. Let's begin setting that up by adding our first stage. You add a review stage by clicking Add Review Stage in the top right. Here we can name our stage. You can name it Stage 1 or Screening or anything you'd like. I'm going to name it Stage 1. We can choose the review type, which is either yes, no, maybe voting, 1 through 10 scoring, a custom form, or a conversational review. For this round, let's do 1 through 10 scoring. For the scoring method, let's leave it as sum all votes. We can discuss that later. To go to the next stage, we're going to leave this as manual. Now let's add our list. Custom list, round robin, 1 auto assignment between Yaw and Rachel. And that's it. We have our first round ready. Let's click Create. For our second round, we're going to need a custom form. So let's click Create for now, and we'll come back later. To create a new review form, we click Add Review Form in the Review Forms section. This brings up a window that lets us name our review form. Let's name it Fellowship Stage 2 Review and click Next. This screen for creating custom review forms is very similar to the screen for creating custom forms for categories. In the top right, we have the same Add Element button. Let's click that. Here we're prompted to make a question. Let's call it Score the CV 1 through 10. We'll make it a single response that's required. You can see that there are some different fields here. There's still option label, but now there's also related score. Let's click Add Option 10 times to add our 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's add our labels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's add a small footer. We'll say, please score the CV 1 through 10. So there's our first question. Let's click Add Element again. We'll call this one Score the Writing Sample 1 through 10. This one's also required. This one is a single response. We'll add our same 10, and we'll add the labels back. You can see that it's automatically filling in the related score if this label is a number. If it were not a number, you could put the related score in yourself. And we'll click Create Question. So here we are, we have our two-question form. We score the CV and we score the writing sample. Let's click Create. And go back to Fellowship Review by clicking Edit this category. And we'll click Next. And let's create our second review stage. We'll click Add Review Stage in the top right. And we'll name this one Stage 2. This one is a custom review. And we'll click next to Form Fellowship Stage 2 Review. The scoring method will still be sum all votes, and it will still be changed manually. And here, let's make another custom list. Let's assign Yaw and Rachel again. And click Create. Before we add our final two rounds, let's update this review workflow, go back to the category, and set this review workflow. Then we'll submit once and see what it looks like so far. So we'll click Update, click Categories, click Edit next to Fellowship Application, and you can see here there's the Custom Review Workflow selector. Let's click that and select Fellowship Review. Then click Update. Next, let's submit. Here I am in the application. I'm logged in as Yaw right now, and I'm going to submit my example fellowship application. We can see that this was submitted. We can see Rachel was automatically assigned, and we can see that there are two possible stages for this submission. Right now we're in stage 1. At the top right, here we can see that the system is waiting on Rachel to vote. Let's log in as Rachel and vote for her. We're logged in as Rachel now. We can see at the top of Rachel's assignment, there's a little poll icon, which means that Rachel is expected to vote. If we click into any one of these files, automatically the vote will be shown to us. We can also, of course, click the voting tab. This is an example document. Let's give it a 7 and click Submit. There we go. This submission is now scored as a 7. We can always change our vote by clicking Change and then choosing another score. If we look back at the submission list, we can see that I'm assigned and Rachel is assigned. After Rachel voted, I was assigned because I'm the decision maker, and you can see it says decision time. You can use the filtering to sort by the score to find all the top scores and do bulk actions with them. Let's click back into this and look at the voting tab. Since I'm not Rachel, I can't change her score, but I can see her score. And in events, the system says, I've assigned admin to advance or reject this submission. In actions, I have review actions because this has a review workflow. I can reset the review stage, which means that Rachel will have to vote again. Or I can move this to the next review stage. Let's do that. Now we can see the submission was moved to stage 2, and Yaw was assigned. So let's take a look at the voting tab. We can see Rachel's old score, but now we can also see that the system is waiting on Yaw to vote. So let's log in as Yaw and vote on the custom form. Logged in as Yaw now, let's take a look at the voting tab. Here we can see our two custom questions. We can score the CV and score the writing sample. We can click into one file and score it as an 8, and click into the other and score it as a 9, and click Submit. And at any time I can change my score. I'm back editing stage 1, Let's take a look at some of the automatic stage movement. I can move to the next stage when voting is done, which you might do if someone always has to vote and the next round reviewer reviews that vote. Or there's a score threshold, so the submission only moves forward if the score is above a certain number. You can also set a review stage as anonymous, which will remove all personal information from the review. Let's go back and make our stage 2 anonymous, but we'll keep the stage changing manually and click Update. Let's add one more review stage, stage 3. This one's going to be conversational, and the stage will change manually. Let's assign the same list, except we'll add me. And we'll click Create. We have our 3 stages. We want to add the 4th, which is for our previous fellowship recipients. So let's add a new form. And we'll click Next. We'll click Add Element and type, rate this submission 1 through 5. We'll choose single response, required, 5 options. Click Create Question. Add element again, this time a long response. This is an assessment. We'll make it required and create. Then click Create again. Back in our review workflow, we can add our final stage. We'll do stage 4. This is a custom form, and we'll select our newest form. We still want to sum all votes, and we want the stage to change manually. We'll add a custom list. This time we'll just add Rachel. Of course, I don't have real readers here, but these are good enough to show what you might do in your system. Now let's talk about automatic message template, because we added this finalist message too in a previous video. This lets you automatically send out a message whenever someone is added. So in this stage 4, which is the final review, you might want to send out a finalist message here. You can, of course, also do that using bulk actions or doing it manually, submission at a time. Let's click Create and Update. Since we've looked at how we can manually change stage inside of a submission, and we've looked at how review workflows can automatically change stage, let's look at how to change stage in bulk. We can sort by the score descending to get all the top scorers. There's of course only one. We can choose it, or we can set our page size appropriately, and then go to bulk actions and bulk stage change. We can of course choose this. We want only the selected submission, and we want to change to the next stage. Let's click Apply. And there we go, stage 3. We can go in, we can see there's no new vote because this is a conversational round. So let's start the conversation. Now that you've seen how submission review workflows can help facilitate the movement of submissions, you can go and create your own custom review workflows, custom review forms, and review exactly the way you want. That's the end for this video. Thank you.